That is Excel. Yes. Now, that is the version. That's the information that the state gave us. Now, when we went through it, we realized that that's cell phone data. It's a 205, it's a cell phone data that was supplied in terms of Section 205. But it is changeable. Somebody can do whatever that they want to do with that information there. Do you understand? And do you say, yeah, and you also say, yeah, no, that is alterable.
Excel is used for analysis purposes.
Yes.
In most instances.
Yes.
It's almost like an accounting application where you make it work for you.
Yes, that I understand. That information that you provided, that cold data that you provided in terms of Section 205 of the Criminal Procedure Act, it's supplied in a PDF format. You cannot alter it, you cannot change it, no amount of turpitude may be done on it. It is as is, and it should always be as is.
Yes, we provide it as is in a PDF format.
Thank you. And why is it that the one that is applied by you, which is similar to this one, is in a PDF format, such that somebody cannot change it or alter it or whatever? This one that has been supplied to us, which is similar to the one that you dealt with, is editable.
I cannot answer that because I did not give that to you.
Thank you. Maybe let us go to the date of the 3rd of August, 2014. 2 August, on that Excel format. No, don't go out. On the 2nd of August at 2240. It appears, my lord, that in that data, this information, which is contained, the time on the 2nd of August 2014 at 22:47, it does not appear as if that information is there. Not so. That information is not there.
Which information is that? Is that the one on the Excel?
The information that is on Exhibit O.
Yeah.
On page 23.
Right.
Information that was compiled by Mr. STEIN. On paragraph 4, that little table there. That information as it reflects on the first line of the 2nd of August 2014 at 22:47. That information is not easy. Is it there? At 22:47. The 15th of October. May you please highlight that information for us? There were calls that were made before and after the incident, and I still have to come to that.
Right.
On the 2nd of August 2014,
Right.
this number ending with 202
Right.
called the number ending with 358.
Right.
That information, this information which is here, is an extract from the information or from the table that is highlighted, that is flighted here at court.
Right.
So what I want to do is to compare what is in this affidavit with what is being highlighted there.
Yeah, that's why me, as a finder of facts, that's why I'm interested.
Yes.
Was it on the date of the murder? Was it before the date of the murder? Was it after the date of the murder? So it's simple.
That is before the date of the murder,
Fine,
my
no
lord. That is 2 August 2014.
Right, before-
Yes. But there are
before the date
allegations
of the
here that are made
Fine, no problem.
that the number ending with 202 made a call to the number ending with 358 on the 2nd of August 2014.
Right.
That is very crucial to this case, my lord.
Right.
Yes. That's the reason why we actually wanted to demonstrate this information. This information that is being alleged here should actually be in the broader context of that cell phone data there, which is in terms of in terms of Section 205.
And she is saying she's not able to explain that because she never provided that information. Yeah, so Mr. Mnisi, you must find your own expert.
Yes.
You must find your own expert to analyze that data because she says it's not her data. She never compiled it.
No, but that is not how it works, my lord. This information is already before court here.
Fine.
Why should I then find?
Yeah, fine.
I am not requesting her to analyze it. I'm just requesting her to comment. She has already analyzed it.
Are you able to comment?
No, this is not the format that I submitted the data in.
Lana ke ukhuluma ngabo ukuthi Mnisi uthi kunale information ekhona ke lana ku-002.
Thank you. That is understandable, ma'am. Yes. As the court has requested, I'll try to find Mark Zuckerberg on my own to come and deal with this information. But let us then go to, what is the next date? The 15th of October, 2014. The one that I said it's there. 15th of October, 2014. I'm not requesting for your comment, man, because you realize that this is not your work. You can only comment on your work. Yeah, thank you. Now, what is being reflected there? What is just written there? I don't think we'll have a problem in saying what is written there or what is depicted there, in reading what is written there, not so?
On the highlighted portion.
Yeah, I think it's marked. It's not yet highlighted. But I think that should be the last line, last but not one line to the end.
At 17:33:57.
Yes.
The duration is 98 seconds.
Yes.
I'm almost certain that's duration. And I'm sure the other number is after the duration.
Yes. What is that number?
2773-305-9202.
Thank you. Just a look at this information that we've just read, being a cell phone data that was provided in terms of section 205. Does that correspond with, on the date of the 15th of August 2014, does that correspond with the information that you gave in your affidavit?
It's the 15th of October.
Yes.
That does not correspond
Thank you.
with the data that I have provided.
Thank you. Now let me ask you this way. In the realm of cell phone data provision, do such circumstances occur?
Not likely.
And your answer is not? What your answer again?
It's not likely. So
Thank you.
we do have duplication of calls, but not activities that do not reflect on the set of data.
Now, I don't want to push you too hard, but is that not one of those issues that you went to school for, that you were taught to guard against, being fraud, being the alteration of information? This, which is what is happening here, is that not one of those instances? When you compare what you worked on and with what is reflected there and also reflected on Exhibit O, does that not really, on a reasonable analysis of this information, lead one to say there's a fishy smell here and a very horrible one? Is that not the case?
My Lord, I don't think it's fair for me to actually admit that it is fraud. I cannot make that statement.
Use a more modest word. It could be a misrepresentation of facts. Is that not a misrepresentation of facts?
My Lord, I will stand up in objective stage. The witness has clearly said she did not provide that set of data, my Lord.
That's not in dispute. I'm asking all these questions, ma'am, not to a lay person, but to a data analyst who has gone to school for it, who has got the legal qualification for it, who understand what fraudulent activities are. And a fraud goes along with uttering, not so. Is fraud, forgery, and uttering. And very extensively, we have told this court that your information is uneditable. And very extensively, I've also told this court that there's no any other institution which is able to generate information in terms of information that is requested in terms of Section 205, if that is directed to Vodacom, except Vodacom. But here we have that information here. Is it difficult for you, ma'am, just to be honest with this court and say, you know what, the situation that is happening here, in as much as I don't want to comment about it, but there is something fishy here. Nobody is going to hold you accountable.
So
is that difficult to say?
Mr. Mnisi, is it the same information which is captured in Excel, in the program of Excel?
I didn't get the court, my lord, because I was in the process of talking in my mind.
It is a snippet of fraud.
Yes.
Is it the same information which the witness says is captured on the system or the format or program Excel?
I need to understand what the court really says before I can respond.
Just explain to him what I'm saying.
I'm not so sure if the witness also
No,
understands
she
what the court is saying.
She understands it.
Yes.
My lord, I will try my best to explain to Mr. Mnisi. So, the court wants to hear if this is the Excel version of the data.
Where does it come from? Where,
This is what you've received.
no,
Is it in-
understand. No, maybe.
No, but
Let's put it this way,
Mr.
man.
Mnisi.
I see that is an Excel data,
Yes.
but who made it? Where does it originate from? Definitely, in as much as I received it, it cannot be coming from me
Yes.
or from Mr. Sibande, because this is what we received from Mr. Sibande. Yeah.
Yes, so the court wants to know if that was provided in Excel.
Yes.
That's what the court needs to know.
Yes.
So, yes, is it provided in Excel or no, it's not? That's what the court wants to know.
Exactly.
Yes.
But the inquiry does not end up there. That which is now in Excel form, where does it originate from? Is it not from you?
That does not originate from me.
You
So-
get,
I have provided the PDF version
Yeah.
of the data.
yeah,
Excel has not been provided by me.
information that you provided in a PDF format and the information which is now in an Excel format, are they not the same? The large bulk of that information, except for the other parties' numbers, are they not the same?
Well, clearly, we have just established it's not the same. Firstly, it's in two different formats. And secondly, what I have on my data isn't reflecting on that. So we cannot say that it's exactly the same.
And on that, because it's not in the same format which she supplied to the state. That's why I'm saying you must engage an expert, because we are rounding in circles.
No, we're not, madam. We're getting somewhere.
We are.
Exactly, we're getting somewhere.
No, no way. We're just like the South African government, we're not going anywhere. Just right.
Ma'am, I know that you are in a difficult position, but let me sum up everything. Maybe just before I sum up everything, let us look at page number 23 of Exhibit O.
23.
Yes.
Okay. Got it?
Yeah, because in my summing up, I also want to include that information. The last part one line reads, calls. May you please read it?
Calls made before and after the incident.
Yes. May you proceed?
02 August 2014 and 15 October 2014.
lana
And we know that this incident took place on the 26th of October 2014. And so
Yes.
futhi ke
these calls that are mentioned on page number 23, which we have just read now, are all calls that, if they were made on before the incident, not so.
Yes.
And this is my summary. On behalf of my accused, you basically not the recipient of what I'll be saying. This is just in the broader context of the fact that you are also a data analyst. Thank you. That this information that is contained on Exhibit 02, on paragraph 4, on that little analysis of the data, on the table there, constitute fraud, number one. And why do I say that? It is because it differs materially from the information that was prepared by an expert, who is you, who has painstakingly explained how information is safeguarded in their system. How this fraud was committed, I don't know. But with the technology these days, everything is possible. Manipulation of information as it is happening here. That's my first point. You've got no comments.
No comment.
Thank you. The purpose of this information on O02, on Exhibit O2, on paragraph 4, on that little extract of a table there, the sole purpose was to fabricate, or is to fabricate a case, to trump up a false case against accused number 5, to make it appear as if accused number 5, and they're even very wrong here when they say after the incident, when their own information does not speak about after the incident. But nonetheless, it's a fabrication, a trumping up of a case against accused number 5, so that it appears as if accused number 5 did have a communication with the number ending 358, which number is said to be belonging to Kelly Command. That's point number 2. Point number 3 is going to come. I'm done with point number 2. You don't have a comment?
No comment.
Thank you. Point number 3. This is also a villain endeavor by the state to fabricate or trump up a case against Kelly Khumalo herself that on these dates she had a conversation with accused number 5. As that number that ends with 202, it's a number that belongs to accused number 5. That's an open secret. You probably don't have a comment on that as well.
No comment.
Now,
Finally, ma'am, that will be point number 4. You'll also not have a comment. But we hold instructions that on the basis of this information, we need to approach our instructing attorneys with a view to go and lay a formal case of, a formal complaint against the compilers of this information on behalf of our accused. You also don't have a complaint. A comment.
okugcina-ke futhi
This of-
Lay charges of fraud.
Excuse me, my lord.
I thought you were going to lay charges of fraud.
I'm coming there.
Now it's a complaint.
I'm coming there, my lord.
I see.
Yeah. That complaint will be premised on fraud, uttering, and defeating the ends of justice, or an attempt to defeat the ends of justice. Because this information is misleading the court. Those will be the basis of that complaint. Thank you. You also don't have a comment.
No comment.
No.
Thank you, ma'am. Finally, you might probably be receiving a call in due course to come and re-explain the situation again after the complaint. Thank you. I've got no further questions to you, but thank you for your assistance.
Thank you.
You're very brave one. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, Mr. Mamala.
So this video is going to be too long if I go ahead and give my reaction, because I definitely want to digress as well. So I'm going to end it here and do a whole separate video where I speak my reaction to this. So make sure you subscribe, make sure you stay tuned. And if you're watching from outside the club, it is time to join the family and take us to 40,000 subscribers. I'm going to end it here. Catch you on my next upload. Thanks for watching.